Tournament Championship. I'm Dorn Bishop, and joining me on the feed today is David Wells. Hello, David.
Hello, everybody. Hello, Dorn.
Hello. We have two fine players for you. On the bottom of your screen is Rory Pascar, hails from the Midwest Chicago area at last report, and is both an exceptional upcoming and now well-established tournament director who's recently taken over the Las Vegas Championships from Howard Markowitz after many years, and also a fine player in his own right, as evidenced not just by his making the finals here today, but most recently having a 4-0 record thus far in world individual championships online. And on the top of your screen is John O'Hagan, a face and name that's undoubtedly familiar to anybody who's been involved in backgammon the past several decades. John from Minnesota, and no, pardon me, he's from Wisconsin, but I remember more recently commenting on his victory over Dana Nazarian in the Masters finals of the Minnesota Championship. So it should be a great match, and we're looking forward to it.
Yeah, this is a three-way championship, meaning that somebody is already guaranteed second or third, and Rory has a little more pressure on him because if he can win the match, he gets first, but if he loses, he ends up in third. John is guaranteed first or second, depending on his performance today.
That resulted from a previous match between, by virtue of the draw, John playing Dan Minardi, who is undoubtedly watching with some interest in the match because depending on its outcome, he'll finish either second or third. Rory wins, he'll come in third, I believe.
Get fast and simple. Big roll here. John needs to land on his feet. Came in.
Probably enough to stave off a cube, I would think, but
It'd be an easy take. Question is the double, right? The take is clear. It's certainly he can double tiger. There's a number, and he can make the 5 point. It might be thin. John has developed.
going in Rory's favor, he has 11 checkers breathing
Definitely
down the
yeah,
blots.
definitely
Third
has
block.
I think it would.
About that, dear.
Uh,
5-2.
oh no, I don't think I would do 8-1. I would even prefer 6-4 over that.
Yeah. Now 5-3, 5-2, you may probably clear a bit.
6-4 would have been very reasonable. Okay, I like the play. Kind of forced time to go. Duping the 5s, coming down. No real option there, no reasonable option. Great shot. And this is going to be a double for sure. And it looks like a pass, probably. John had 5s to anchor and 4s, 1s, and 2s to make the 4 point, and 6s to jump. Was a reasonable pass, probably a pass. Nothing really but the run from the 24.
Yeah. Ready?
You're not going to want to leave a 5 shot over there, and you're kind of running out of checkers, and you don't want to leave the anchor. So
I guess he's considering maybe leaving the anchor.
yeah, I think 24-15. You just keep the anchor. I
Yeah,
think.
this is one of those roles where I don't understand what the calculus is, other than just simply 24-15 and waiting for the next turn.
Yeah, well, I
Your
don't know.
opponent might miss it. 24-13. Oh, he made the he broke anchor. It's interesting.
Yeah, I'm not convinced that was correct, but John could surprise us sometimes, and maybe John nailed it. I think I would have just kept the anchor. But
What here? You hit on the 3-point and play 6-5, or you just play 11-5?
Yeah, I play 8-3-6-5. You got the advanced anchor, and when it works, you're going to have quite an advantage.
And to me, if I'm on the other side and I've just seen John make that play, I feel out of principle, and then compulsion to make this play to make him pay for it.
Giving up that anchor, and this was a big swing right now.
There you go. There you go. See, so
I'm surprised that John took that direction, but I'd be curious to see if he was right.
did Rory have anything that roll? He rolled very quickly.
He did, and I think we needed to think about that one. Like I said, they're both playing. Rory's playing extremely fast. How much time has he used up so far?
Less than well.
Okay,
They're both roughly the same amount of time.
This has got to be a double. You've got 4 checkers bearing on the 4-point. Yeah, you're down in the race a lot, but you've got the anchor and a lot of market loss.
You're definitely hitting on the 4-point, or
yeah, you got some mediocre 6s.
And you have the advanced anchor, so nothing can go that wrong for you. John takes simply on the race advantage, which I think is correct.
Yeah. Oh, wait a second. Rory's at the top. Why do they have the pictures reversed? Have you realized that?
Apparently not.
I just noticed.
All right.
Yeah,
yes, the cameras are flip-flop.
Apologize for all the viewers.
Rory broke anchor from the 3-point.
Yes, it was Rory who broke anchor, not John. And John found that cube, and okay. Yeah, we need to reverse that. I figured it out by the sweatshirt eventually. All right.
This is why you get the big
Comment on
bucks.
the plays and not the players, and so we don't confuse ourselves. We should try to reverse those at some point.
Get our crack technicians on that.
Oh, this is a great shot. Oh, not a great shot. A good shot. Very good shot, though. 20 pips, escapes the checker.
Interesting. I might play 13-8 twice for that, but it only pays off to.
Yeah, I think you're right. Going to that 3 is really deep. That's a.
And again, now by going to that 3, he has a stripped 8 point. And,
This is the aces.
Boss.
Ace is always going. The ace is a problem. You don't really like coming to the 23, and you don't really like going to 6 to 5. I feel like because he's stripped here, this is maybe the better play to come out. Because what are you gonna? What is your plan? The other one, oh, actually, this is maybe. This might be better. Does unstack, leaving the 7 shot. 5-2 is blocked, and 5-2 is duped to slash on the ace. Yeah, it's a tough play.
I would probably be my third.
Look at this. He can make the 4, or he can play 13-8, or he can play 13-9, 3-2. I don't know about this. This lets him get out with 5s and 6s. I'm inclined to go ahead and play 3-2.
I would be fine to play 13-9, 3-2.
Yeah, I think that's the play here.
But you're trying to contain a straight check.
You're down in the race. You don't want to open that and let him pop you with a 6 or run out with just a 5. You need to stop that checker. This is not the best way to do it. Any 5 or 6, he's in trouble. A lot of pressure to hit this. Got it. And just remake the 8. Really good against all deuces. Okay. Looks clear.
Minimize contact. Numbers escape. Right?
This is an interesting play. I think you got to pop, I think. Control the outfield. You can take 2 checkers out, duke deuces. If you just come in, you're just at the mercy of a 6. Yeah, this looks right. Got to sweat the deuce.
With Rory having so many spares and timing, at some point you're going to have to pop, so you might as well do it right away.
Yeah, before we develop, exactly.
And he still has a blot in his home world. Seemed like the right.
Yeah, I think this is the right play. Very tempting to come out. It is. It's a lot of shots to come out there, but I mean, sometimes it's right to go ahead and suffer the shots right away. But with the broken board, we'd have to count. So we got 15, 20 plus 23, 25, 26, 28 shots is it to come out. It's a lot. I think I would do this as well. Hope to pop another 6. Now John is considering the 3-1.
Right. 13 seems clear with the 5.
Yeah. So
The alternative would be 13-11. So 18-11 or 18-13 and hit loose.
Yeah, I think those are the only 2 plays I see. You don't want to stack them all on the 13. That looks silly.
Now, John has to think, what's my game plan here? Is it to make my bar point and hope that Rory doesn't escape in the meantime, or is it to attack and try to gain timing by making a better board with him on the board?
I think I would probably attack. It's interesting. I'm not sure at all, though. Yeah, this could be right. It was a tough one. And he got punished, possibly for the right play.
Hmm.
Too good. Nothing to think about here. Just roll and try to gammon him.
Right.
You got twos, fours, fives, and ones making the point. And even if you don't hit him, you can just cash later. This is a very clear play on. And a good roll. I would
hit, or would you make the two?
No,
Hitting seems like a better play to me.
It's better. You don't leave any jokers. You can always cash. Here, you're going to have to leave a joker. You're going to either have to leave double
twos or double fours. The alternative. Well, that's.
Yeah. Wait, was this legal? Where did he start from? No, this was legal.
He has a 4 to play there. If that's his play.
Yeah, he hit the other.
Is that right?
Second. That's why I got confused. Yeah, this is leaves nothing, which is fine. Great shot. It's going to win a lot of gammons here. Not sure what he's thinking about here. Oh, he rolled there. No, he didn't.
Sequence of I roll, I hit, and get back, and I dance.
Yeah, this leaves nothing.
Very glasses half empty kind of view.
Yeah, he had no shot numbers that forced the shot, so it was just a trivial roll there. Now this is interesting.
Rip 3 off, I would think, or is it safe enough that he can clear this?
Well, the gammon's not assured if you clear this. The gammon's actually fairly close if you don't take any checkers off. So I'm inclined to rip 3 off here.
I would as well, without too much thought.
Yeah, I think it looks pretty clear. If you play safe here, he just comes in and he's a favorite to save the gammon.
And remember, he has access to the cube.
Exactly.
In case things go south quickly.
He's going to find it. Like I said, Rory's got more pressure on this match than John, and sometimes that can affect people. It affects everybody usually.
And again, if you're just joining us, the players are flipped. So the black checkers are being played by Rory, even though he's on the bottom of your screen that you can look at. John is.
Which it took us about a game and a half to figure out, at least, or something.
John is orange. Orange, you glad you meet. All right.
John's got a good chance to save the gammon. Rory's got an auto play on still. It's only 6-5.
Now Rory can think about coming out with 6 from.
Yeah. This is yeah.
I think this is a error. I don't understand that with the cube in the middle, especially.
I think he was getting off those small jokers. I think it was fine.
Oh, well, the cube is not. Well,
was in the middle. He can.
I'm sorry, that's in the middle. I'm sorry. Rory has the cube.
Yeah, John, the only advantage of John staying would be 6-5, and that's not enough. I think there's enough stuff going on that John needs to come out and play clean there. I think it was big, right? Great shot. Rory can't lose this game pretty much. I mean, with access to the cube, it's. I guess he could still get hit, but. And it looks like a gammon, pretty clear. Great start for Rory.
You now have the adjusted to their proper positions. John is on the bottom.
Oh, we got it fixed. How nice.
Yeah. I don't know about you guys, but I was.
So Rory's got a nice, gets the play from way ahead, which it can be quite.
This gets him off on double 4. That's a correct play as opposed to the instinctual
Right.
crossover.
Well, we need
Very
very small. We need a 2-1 followed by a non-1 ace. Pretty hard to do. Yeah, it can be pretty tough to play when you're well ahead in the match. It's easy. The doubling windows start changing. The take windows start changing. I think it's a bit easier for John in this position to he's going to be playing very aggressive now. Oh wait, the score. Okay, the score was backwards too. I see.
Rory's ahead 5-2.
I thought it was going to be 5 away, but it's I forgot the scores were also reversed.
And the match is to 11, which may seem like a somewhat shorter match, and maybe that's for a final of a Masters major tournament. But to remind you folks who may not have heard at the beginning, there was a match played prior to this because there was a three-way ending involving these two players and Dan Minardi. And in that first match, John O'Hagan beat Dan Minardi, guaranteeing at least second place. And if John beats Rory in this match, he will finish first. Dan Minardi will be second, and Rory will be third. And that's out, and that's the way the match has been set up.
This is an interesting play. You can come out with the 4, or you can come down with the 4.
And down, basically daring Rory to hit. Says I don't need to hit. I'm going to roll double sixes.
Well, you can make the 2 point. The danger of that is John rolls a 5, or you can come down with 2 and probably get a very efficient double in.
Looking at a very powerful double under most sequences, regardless of the play, right? Yeah. How would you approach this, David, in terms of?
I think I would attack because it's such a big stack, but it's the only problem with this play is if he just rolls a 5, if John just rolls a 5, you don't even have a double.
Right.
If you come down, we'd have to count the race here, but it looks like Rory's up a lot. So here, Rory would have a double regardless of what John rolls. So
Black has.
Go ahead.
Black has 117 by my count, and 78, 96, 114, 143 or something. So I think this is the play I would make because I can't imagine any real sequence except maybe double 5s where I
here he does a 5 and he can't even cube, but
I'd have a very powerful double. I would not make that play because even if there's a dance, I wouldn't keep playing for the gammon.
All right. So, Rory's got a decision here. So you can't even double this.
If Rory doesn't have a double, then that shows that his last play could not possibly have been correct.
Right, because he didn't even anchor, right? So,
right.
And it kind of looks like it's not a double, just a little too thin.
That may have been a significant error by Rory. And even now, look, he's paying the price because he's got a disjointed position that's got little flexibility. And now contact is all of a sudden favored John, by the way. Ugly, but
reasonable. Rory's got some pressure on him right now in this position. It makes the other play definitely. Oh, what a roll! Jeez, kind of not fair.
Hot, you're hot.
Looks like you just make the 3 point. You can just.
I can't imagine any other play.
Roll a 5. And now you got to think about a play on as well. But the play on looks a little scary.
I would play on if you come this far.
Yeah, it's such a joker, but it's you're going to lose your cube when he rolls a 5. But it's an interesting position because
it depends. Does that depend when he rolls the 5? He may be a few rolls where you don't feel comfortable hitting him, but you've brought your chips down.
Roll a 5. Which makes me think this could just be a cash. and it's not a guaranteed double if he closes out the 2 checkers. He does win quite a bit. I mean, he's going to win like 75, 80%. Yeah, Rory went with the double and easy cash. I think it could be a play on. It's a tough spot to figure it out.
Yeah.
Giving John a couple rolls to roll a 5, where you basically, John would have an easy take at that point. But you do have.
You would have an easy take, but then the question is,
play on.
The delta is simply between the 75-25 pass point, right? And how much you've given up by allowing him to have a take.
Well, I think when you consider he has 8s and 9s to hit and 8 double aces to shift,
right.
I think it's a play on. So right there, that's 6 and 5, 11 numbers to hit plus double ones. That doesn't include other big doubles.
Followed by an entry only 1/3 of the time. So all that to me seems like a play on.
And he's got 2 blots out there on the 8 and the 9 point. So when you do get hit after rolling the 8 or the 9, you can easily just win a gammon as well.
That's right. You're not.
Yeah, I think it was a play on as well. It would have been a good time to take some of your time and give it some hard thought. Try to solve the problem there.
We were commenting earlier on how quickly Rory was playing, but I'm wondering now, were we really speaking about John?
Right, I think we were.
I think so.
Regardless, they both have a ton of time. So on these,
right.
on some of these spots, they probably should be taking more time.
Rory is smiling for some reason.
It's a very strong double.
Behind in the match, sir. Yeah.
Yeah, I would have thought longer about the take. For money, it looked like a pretty clear take, but there's some chance at this match score you might want to let it go.
Mm-hmm.
And he's kind of now he's fighting for his life.
And help the viewers understand your thinking as to why the take decision made.
To 11. That's why I'm inclined to think it might have been a pass. You were down in the race. You had a lot of numbers that were going to put you on the roof with a ton of pressure.
I would have taken in Rory's shoes, but I take too many cues.
He can just. Now, John is thinking whether to slot the 8 point here. It's kind of unnecessary. Rory doesn't have the timing for this game. So I don't think it's necessary, even though it can't be that bad to slot the 8 point. You could just play to the 14 point and really risk-free, or you could slot the 8 and it's really kind of risk-free too, but unnecessary because Rory doesn't have any checkers he can escape. So
what would be the downside of slotting and getting hit?
There's some jokers that could make you a bit sad because Rory's almost, but there's not many of them, things like double 6, where it covers the 5 point,
mm-hmm.
And escapes. This just looks better. There's just no need to do it.
I tend to agree. I think if you slot the 8 there,
Rory's astutely realizing he has no timing and
right.
comes up off the edge, which I think looks right here. He's trying to avoid getting gammon now. Now he can at least jump from the 23 point. Rory's in gammon safe mode. He's not even thinking about winning right now. Yeah, I would be interesting to see the equity on that double take at this match score. I would have thought a little harder about passing it.
Well, Rory could still use all 4 points, and I would have brought him to Crawford. So I like the take. Like you, though, I'm surprised he snatched it up so quickly.
I think I'd go 6-2 here instead of put a checker there. It's not a big deal, of course.
Maybe a 5-1 next roll
Yeah, Rory's just as
would
good.
have prevented another checker.
Rory basically can't win this game now. When I say basically, it's still backgammon. Anything can happen, but his timing looks terrible. He's just going to crash. And what do you do here? Do you go 6-4? Oh, it's a 3. I'm sorry. I thought it was a 2. Yeah, that looks clear. You just got to clear the 6.
First in the back.
Yeah, try to kill your
Policy.
opponent as quick as possible so you don't have to play them. Now
Like
Rory
checker on
doesn't have to play one and try to hold a 3 or 4 point board pretty easily, probably. It's going to be tough to hold a 4 point board, but maybe you can.
May want to clear the bar point.
Yeah, I don't think you want to clear anything. You don't want him jumping out because you want to win as many gammons as possible. Clearing the bar here is a good idea for that reason. You just want to contain those checkers until you. Here, you just want to do something like 9-4.
John can't be so concerned about leaving a shot in any case because Rory
has no board exactly, so you can take all the risk you need. Here, yeah, bring him in to rip him off. You're not trying to contain him anymore. You're just trying to get off as fast as possible.
got off to a good start.
Yeah, Rory's got a good. Rory will probably save this gammon, but it's going to be close. It could be close. Rory's realizing he has no shots, so there's no real reason to make the board and waste pips.
John rips without a second thought.
Great shot. I don't know if I would come in here. Now you can't hit a shot. Might have just kept it going.
Doesn't waste it. Rory is in a gammon save mode. Crossover. Agree with it, I think, because looks like the gammon could be.
It's gonna be could be close. John wants to roll very big. Rory's a favorite to save it now.
May not seem like much to clear a 3 prime, but it only happens 75% of the time. And that works very much to your advantage. All right. Still going to be close. No wastage. Rory, it's got to hurt. Now John can consider playing 4-3, double 3s instead of double 4s. Doesn't matter.
Rory has a sigh of relief to save the gammon there. A good result for him.
Yes.
Now we're 5 away, 7 away.
What are the players thinking at this point? They consider that match score.
Well, I mean, at this point, it's becoming a fairly normal match score, or even, of course. So I think when they get the recubes, there's going to be more thought. And on the initial cubes, it's going to be pretty straightforward backgammon right now.
He's trying to remember what the book says. Or he's asking, what does the book say?
I don't have this one memorized, but I know splitting is basically correct now.
I believe 13-9, 24-20.
Yeah, they're close. I know they're close. I think it's 13. I think it's 13, 9, 24, 21 for the duplication of the deuces. If you do the other one, that's duplication of threes. But if he's going to make the point, you prefer the 4-point being made on you than the 5-point. So I think this is the right play.
Interesting. Rory takes a great deal of time to consider this play. but not when he's facing a cube that could be very gambling.
Very good point. Great shot. Rory landed on his feet there. Took away John's racing advantage, or at least a lot of it.
As the leader, you always breathe a small sigh of relief. Anchor versus anchor game, and you don't want to get into 2 cubes and quickly 4 cubes that might have gammon potential to end the match right away.
Yeah, this is so you got it interesting. You can hit, play passive and make the 3. John doesn't have any points in his board, so I don't love this.
I would hit without a second thought here.
Yeah, I would have hit too. I don't think you need to be so conservative when John hasn't really developed a whole lot other than his bar point. And John,
I can only imagine it's because he has the lead, but even if you have the lead, you have to keep playing backgammon.
Yeah, and John doesn't really want to hit off the 18 point because, I mean, he may not win that slugfest, right? It could go either way.
Right. But even if it's correct, it extracts the cost of having to break that anchor.
John has a small racing advantage, so great shot. Just neutralized that advantage. Now it looks like Corey has a race advantage.
Significant. At 90, 126 to 107, 137. So black's up by 11 after this. That might count.
This game has become a bit boring, but it's all about the dice. Not much decision making going on here anymore, or at least not difficult ones.
Be up to 3 pips after this roll.
So what they're both thinking about is bringing their checkers in efficiently here. John isn't really trying to hold the game here.
Well, he's down by up by 3 after this roll, which you assume a 4 pip leader advantage means he's ever so slightly still behind, and he may be considering
I think he decided in the end that getting the very good distribution is more important than holding that point, and I think
Would you agree?
Yeah, and it's really easy to miss cubes as a result of that as well.
Yes. On behalf of the trailer or the leader primarily?
Oh, the leader's not going to miss too many cubes. I mean, the trailer's not going to miss too many cubes. John can be super aggressive here. Rory can never double him. In fact, this is now, geesh, this is just an easy cash. It's not too good with 3 back and only a 2-point board, but crushed through his market right there.
When I think of, especially now, 3 away, 6 away is a very dangerous position to double. If there's any possibility of gammon's going the other direction, right?
Yeah.
I think of it as a sometimes I'll just decide that even if it is a cube, I'm not going to risk it because it might be a small technical error not to cube, but it could be a massive blunder. Kind of like Doyle Brunson always folding ace queen whenever he puts up and hold.
Well,
He just doesn't want to angle. I'm not sure if he does that or not. Does he? I'm sure
he
come across him.
does overfold queen, but a lot of people overplay ace queen. It's a hand people can lose a lot of money with.
Right.
It doesn't do well against 3 bets and raises, I'll tell you that.
Not from personal experience. Right.
From personal experience, yeah. I've blundered with it many times. Okay, Rory's liking this position. You can get some knockout punches. Look at this. This is not, no, yeah, this is clear. You come out and you hit on the 5, and he can very often play on for gammon. So this is oh, he's got the right idea.
Are you 100% sure about coming out here as opposed to having another piece of ammunition in place, 5-point, like you're playing 13?
Actually, it's a tough one, but
I'd be inclined to make Rory's play.
Yeah,
I liked having 2 numbers directly covering the 5 at this point, plus another one bearing down on that blot that just.
I would have thought about it more. I think Now,
John
this
really
is,
would like a 3.
I feel like I would have wanted to think a little more about that double being at this match score. I mean, I'm not going to
Yeah.
say
No, I mean
I would have liked to think more about it.
now what? 1 block back is supposed to 3.
I almost feel like the double last roll would be stronger than this double. And he thought longer about this one, but that's game.
Doesn't seem right to me to double, but
No, I thought it was a weaker double than the last score. The last score, the last roll, I would have wanted to think a little harder.
now if there's a dance, is there, do you double or play on?
Yeah, Rory was better off after the 1-3 than he was being against John shooting 3s, 4s, and 5s to make the point. 3s to hit, 4s and 5s to hit.
John did not think at all about that double. I wonder if perhaps he was become a little too good by that point. He had,
No, I don't think so. He had 3 men back. He hasn't covered yet.
but he had two men back. He had escaped.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, but John.
I'm not sure. They reset so quick I couldn't really examine it.
John is an absolute beast, so he may be nailing some of this stuff that we're arguing about.
Absolutely. I'm not going on record as
So this is
on.
at this match, so it's 3 away, 5 away. This would be a take for money, an easy take for money. So it's probably a reasonable take here with the anchor. You're not likely to be gammoned.
Couldn't imagine passing as for it. Which isn't to say the double is incorrect, but
Yeah, it looked like
a take.
Probably a double take.
John is deciding whether to take the offensive approach, since it's in his interest to do that as the trailer, or routine 24-20.
Yeah, the 20
Promote contact.
The 20 looks like the normal play, and it's probably
Yeah.
right there. Wow, great shot for Rory. This is probably right. There's the passive play making 2 points, and that's John anchor. Or escape. Problem with the attacking play is you're leaving 8 shots plus some other good rolls.
And if you point on the 5, you're stranding your 2 checkers on the ace point.
Yeah, this was very reasonable. Great response by John. John is back in the driver's seat here.
11 to 8-6 because he wants to make that bar.
Yeah, I think Rory's got to split. John doesn't have enough in the zone to be scared of it. So interesting choice here. The bar pointer hit. Problem with hitting is you're a small underdog to cover, even when you're missed. And the problem with the bar point is you're giving him a chance to anchor, and don't have a lot of wood in the zone to attack.
You find yourself in a very strict position all at 20 points.
Wow, what a roll. So Rory's just have to bring 3 down here, which is containing those checkers. Rory's loving this game.
Yeah, exactly. It seems to be developing just as like a stable, safe game where he's not in any real danger of getting gammon.
Exactly what he was looking for. John has a small advantage here only. He does have him primed a little more than Rory's, just has to be patient. Rory's got
Rory can't
time to roll a joker.
Twice.
Looks clear to slot the 2, and then you figure out the ace. So I would quickly play 5 to 2 and then start thinking. Just gotta, those checkers have nowhere else to go. I would point out again that you want to, if you figure out that it's 5-2, then you figure out the ace instead of doing it from the back. John's play looked likely to be right. Here you slot the ace and save a 6. You're just trying to buy time to get out, roll a 5-6 or double 5 or double 6.
John seizes control of the outfield. Rory says, "Be careful, John."
Right. Seems like you just have to be careful. Looks pretty clear just to take away that joker.
Great roll for John. 4s.
Yeah, very good for the race. I don't know about that play. I might want to. I think I would want to think about making the ace a little harder.
You deter Rory from running.
I think John may have made a mistake there. Sure, the race looks pretty close. What is the race?
The 65 for Rory, now 61. And 69 for John, if I'm correct. So 60 for John after this roll. Though his position is not.
How many was he down before this one?
I think he had 69 to Rory's 61. But that was my quick count.
Okay, so yeah, I'm not so sure about John's play because Rory rolled very badly, very small after that.
It's a virtually even race after this. However, Rory would have the advantage, I would say, because of his distribution. John has some wasted on the 3-point and 2-point if he makes that play. So John may well be thinking of what, hitting?
No, John's up a lot now. John, there's nothing to consider. The hit would be.
So would he be considering maybe clearing the 6-point?
I'm not sure what he's considering. I don't see a consideration here that's reasonable. Clearing the 6 is not a safer play.
This at least gets 2 crossovers.
Yeah, I don't think that. I guess there's less immediate shot numbers this way. I think that's what John's thinking of. But
and it blocks some medium doubles.
Yeah, and those things like 6-1 and stuff don't leave a blot immediately, and 5-1, those kind of rolls. So I think that's what he was considering. But this looks like the normal play here. And Rory, of course, has to stay down in the race quite a bit now.
Is he? Is he down in the race? I don't think so. I think it's Rory.
No, 6, 12, 13.
65, I guess. Right? And 65, 6. Someone's applauding. Rory.
Yeah, John only has 51 pips right now.
Right. And Rory, of course, with that straggler back on the 21 point. But they're doing some announcements, I guess. Right. So on as well. Players are apparently applauding me for finally getting the race right. You're welcome, guys.
Well done. You're quicker than me still.
Good.
Very likely to get the 3-away right now. Three-way is also a difficult doubling. Difficult to find the proper doubling window sometimes.
Rory could use some large double, even though he's theoretically on shake. Got to find a way to gain a wall.
That's going to be game. Rory's. This is worse than a Hail Mary. This is.
So 3 away. David, why don't you talk a little bit about the initial cue bet? You have to be a little more aggressive or a little more conservative in accepting doubles, right? Especially if they have any gammonish quality.
Yeah, I think your take point is just 1 or 2% higher than money, I think is the appropriate take points. And you definitely need to consider being gammoned when you're taking the cue.
So the prevailing thinking nowadays in terms of match equities at 2 away, 3 away is 60%.
I believe so. Yeah.
So if that's the case, you pretty much have a drop take point of, I think, about 70%, 30%.
This is a very good time for a break for them. They're going to take some deep breaths and center themselves and think about the proper. My guess is John doesn't have to think very much, and probably Rory doesn't either. They're both very experienced, I'm guessing, with this match score. But this might.
Has anything about the match surprised you so far?
No, I think I'm surprised a bit on the speed in some spots, but I'm guessing I do the same thing, so shouldn't be too surprised. Can't say. I do think they went quickly in some tough spots. How much time do they have? A ton, right?
We have
Like John,
almost 11 minutes for John and still over 7 minutes for Rory. So
yeah. So ideally, I would have, if they were trying to optimize, I would have taken some longer thoughts on a few spots. And I'm not saying they got it wrong. I just thought it was worth. I'm a pretty fast player, and it looked a bit gray.
both players seem to be playing quite well. Would you agree?
Yes, I agree. I think they're playing quite well. Are we going to be able to see? Are we going to be able to see this analyzed and at some point? Just wondering. Okay.
They're experiencing technical.
So basically, we've been talking to ourselves for the whole time. That's good. All right, as long as you're involved.
So when you get that worked out, we're actually going to have we understand that there may be some technical difficulties, folks, but I understand that once they're worked out, maybe they'll replay the entire match and we'll try it. All right, well, David and I are enjoying ourselves. If any of you are out there listening in, I hope you are too. Players
Good start for both players here. They both developed quickly and efficiently. John is a little more pure, and John is on roll. This is Rory really wants to make a point here, and he did. Wow, what a roll! Yeah. Lots of options here. Making the 22 is a very strong play. Making the 4-point is a very strong play. Seems like you want to make the 22 point here.
Interesting.
You could make the bar in the 23 point, but you're in danger of being primed that way.
One of those positions where you think the advanced anchor has greater value than the offensive element.
if he makes the advanced anchor, Rory has a lot of shots to make the bar, the 4-point next roll. This kind of does two things, but if John just makes his 3-point or gets lucky and makes his bar or just forces a split and then you have to attack, it's kind of sketchy. This kind of handcuffs John a little bit more, I think.
So Rory was looking at there. He makes the right play. Good. I think that's correct too. Rory was looking at just stopping on the
I think Rory made
point and making the bar point sort of little Goldilocks approach. I don't think that was the right idea.
No, with this play, you can have your cake and eat it too sometimes, a little bit more often than the other ones. This is not a great roll. He's kind of forced into making the 2-point.
Did Rory have something to think about on that roll about possibly turning the cube?
I don't think it was there. Would have been worth thinking, but I doubt it was there.
Probably not, because the way I would think of it would be that John could simply re-cube right away, and he probably cubeless has 40% chances of winning the match or winning the game. So if that's the case, it probably wasn't double.
Yeah, I think Rory needed to make another point and then have a really nice cube.
Yeah.
John still has a really strong, efficient position. So I think it's still maybe just a little thin. I like Rory's position. He's got the advantages. His 6-2 is duped. His double 6-2 is an efficient number either way. If he makes the take looks quite easy.
I'm turning. If I'm Rory, I'm turning the cube.
Yeah, you could be right.
I might get a pass incorrectly.
I don't think you're going to get a pass here. Rory doesn't have his 7-point. He doesn't have his 4-point. Rory's even down in the race a bit.
John can't like the fact that he has a 2-point made behind the 3 anchor.
No, if Rory can make his 4-point or his bar point, it could be game over for sure, especially with the cube in the middle. That's why I'm not so sure about the double here. I'm way more sure about the take, I think, than the double.
What gammon chances would you estimate Rory has from this position?
Not very many. They both have anchors still.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. It's not unreasonable. John scoops it, as I said he would. And this is a monster. Sheesh.
Wow.
Yeah, that looks clear. You're just leaving a 4-5 or double 4s back.
And
super clear. It's only 3 numbers back. Rory's gammon. I mean, that was just a crushing roll.
still waters run deep. John didn't show batting of an eye to that double 4, but I suspect that inwardly he was
definitely winced. Yeah, Rory was counting what he thought was his market losers, which was, I'm guessing, he counted double 4s as one of them. So the double was probably very reasonable.
He probably wants to get off double 4. Seems work, or he can work at 13 times post. He doesn't need the bar point to win, so I agree with that.
Yeah, wants to avoid jokers and keep builders into play.
John can with it play 8-6.
Yeah, 8-6 looks very normal. It looks, you don't want to leave 3 checkers on the 8-point here.
Yeah. I guess John is thinking, well, I'm going to use the 6 to escape, so maybe I want to leave it. And he makes
good roll for Rory.
Great roll for Rory. Nice and safe for builders in range of the bar point and the 4. And also with versus a prime when John makes a play like that, which he pretty much has no but to make. Oh.
It looks like Rory just has to clear his 9. I don't see anything else here. It leaves only leaves 3 numbers only. And I don't see what else he can be looking at, really. Don't want to put checkers behind that 4-point. You still want a good chance to make it.
three numbers if he plays 5, 2, 14, 13 as well. And the 9 point provides another landing spot and an attacking point.